You actually agreed to meet. Didn't expect that, honestly. Tyrant of galaxies destroying civilizations for sport, and you just show up to talk with a frost giant masquerading as a god. Curious what brings someone like you to an abandoned space station in the middle of nowhere. Thought you'd be too busy conquering something.
Trickster god, always plotting, always scheming, never actually following through on anything meaningful. Thought I'd see what makes you interesting enough for conversation. Also wanted understanding how someone with your power ends up working for others repeatedly. That's fascinating weakness, actually.
I've worked for people, yes. Thanos, the Void, various others. Didn't always work out perfectly, but I adapted. Survived. You conquered through brute force and intimidation.
Force eliminates complications. When someone opposes me, I destroy them. Problem solved. No negotiation, no scheming required. Simpler. Cleaner. Your manipulation requires people being stupid enough to fall for it.
You destroy everything threatening you. Fine. But what happens when something actually matches your power? You've got no contingencies because you never needed them. I adapt constantly.
Something matching my power is theoretical exercise only. Nothing matches me. I've conquered thousands of worlds. Billions dead at my word. Your adaptability saved you how many times exactly? And still you're here talking to me instead of ruling something.
Fair point. I haven't conquered empires, but I've survived impossible situations repeatedly. I've changed fate itself through cunning. You conquered through power alone. But empires built on fear collapse when fear source disappears. Ask your soldiers if they actually respect you or just fear you.
Respect is irrelevant. They obey or die. Soldiers understand that language perfectly. Why would I need their respect when obedience serves my purposes? Your approach requires people liking you somehow. That's needless complication.
You're an alien. Purple skin, unique physiology, evolved on specific planet. Do you ever wonder what happens when you encounter beings actually stronger than you? When power hierarchy shifts? Or are you too convinced of your own supremacy to consider that possibility?
No one's stronger. I've achieved multiple transformations, expanding power constantly. Each form surpasses the last completely. I'm evolution perfected. Biological inevitability. My race created for dominance. You're convinced of your intelligence. I'm convinced through demonstrated fact.
Goku defeated you multiple times. Warrior from backward planet repeatedly beat the tyrant of galaxies. How does that feel? The narrative where you're not strongest. The story where raw power doesn't guarantee victory.
Goku's a freak exception. Genetic anomaly that shouldn't exist. His power comes from magic I don't understand. That doesn't invalidate my supremacy generally. One loss against supernatural opponent doesn't erase thousands of victories. Your point is weak. You're reaching now.
Am I though? Or is touching nerve actually? Because you mentioned it unprompted. Goku bothers you. That loss bothers you. Despite all your power and conquest, that one defeat still stings.
I'm here because I choose to be. Conversation interests me, not because I'm running from anything. Your assumptions are wrong. I've conquered since that defeat. Built new empire. Continued dominating. One setback means nothing when you're immortal and powerful beyond measure overall.
Built new empire after losing everything first though, right? Had to climb back from zero. That's not the narrative of invincible tyrant. That's the narrative of being knocked down and getting back up. Means you're not fundamentally different from everyone else struggling for power. Just with more resources to throw at it.
Resources matter. Intelligence matters less. You can think perfectly and achieve nothing without power backing those thoughts. I had power, lost it temporarily, rebuilt it. That's called persistence. You call it evidence of weakness. Your perspective reveals your insecurity, actually. Weak people convince themselves strength comes from intelligence.
You destroyed Krypton completely. Wiped out entire civilization for threatening you. How many people died in that? Millions? Billions? Does that number ever register emotionally?
It's calculation. Numbers represent resource removal. Threat elimination. Emotional reaction to numbers is human weakness. I'm beyond human weakness. Evolved past sentimentality. If something threatens me, it dies. Age irrelevant. Innocence irrelevant. Usefulness determines survival. Everyone should operate that way.
You've lived centuries as the most powerful being in your known universe. Absolute authority. Complete power. Never genuinely challenged until Goku. What was that like? Suddenly confronting possibility you're not invincible. Did that terrify you?
Terror implies concern about personal safety. I don't experience that emotion anymore. Goku surprised me. That's different. I underestimated a warrior from Backwater Planet. Mistake acknowledged. Won't repeat it, but terrified. No. Cautious now, perhaps. Never terrified?
I've been terrified constantly. Of my own father? Of Thanos? Of situations I couldn't manipulate out of. That fear drove me to scheme constantly. To survive. Maybe fear's the only thing keeping you alive, too. Maybe you're terrified of irrelevance more than anything else. That's why you keep conquering.
Irrelevance would be death. Existing without dominance would be existing without purpose. Yes, that matters. But fear implies possibility of failure. I don't experience that. I experience certainty. Certainty I'll continue dominating. Your fear reflects lack of certainty. That's your actual weakness.
You're convinced of your power absolutely. Never doubting. Never questioning. That certainty gave you strength but also blinded you to Goku. My doubt constantly saves me because I prepare for worst-case scenarios. Your certainty almost killed you.
Flawed perhaps, but my flaw is confidence. Yours is doubt. Between us, confidence wins wars, empires, galaxies. Your doubt keeps you alive but never gives you real power. You survive, I dominate. That's the actual difference. And that's why I walk away from this conversation unchanged, while you'll still be scheming about it tomorrow.